EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to one of the legendary venues in the sport. Historic Soldier Field in Chicago. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Las Vegas Raiders and the Chicago Bears. Welcome to the booth. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. We are set for a good one. And off we go from the Windy City. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. He's got room to run right at the start. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a 1st down. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10. And he'll take this up past the 40, up to the 5. From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd and 5. They'll try to get the running game going. His 1st carry, and they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Good for a Bears 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. What is that? They'll stay on the ground. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
They get 18 on the pitch and catch. 1st down, Chicago.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
He takes a really good lick in the backfield. They were all over him defensively for that run. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. He works free, right side. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Raiders. Here's Greg Joseph for the extra point. And he misses the extra point. It's no good. That is his 2nd miss of the year. And the score stays right where it is. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. This one taken at the 10. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Drive will start on the ground, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down. To throw is Williams. And that one's incomplete. They really ratcheted up the coverage there, and they force 4th down. On 4th down, here's Torrey Taylor to punt for Chicago. Dante Fortin deep for Las Vegas. The fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another 1st down.
And the Raiders first down.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. They'll run with the Boise State product, Ashton Genty. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
So, from 37, here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. Open man. That's Dante Fortin. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. 15-yard pickup there. Good for a Raider 1st down.
a gain of 15. First down, Las Vegas.
From out of the gun, he'll throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Jayo Odengbo. He gets in for the sack. It took a while, but that is his 1st on the year.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 13, and it's 1st and goal.
The story of this drive has just been their ability to sustain and get fresh sets of down. Now, in this case, after picking up that big gain on the ground, they find themselves 1st and goal.
Back of the end zone. He's got it. Dante Fortin. Touchdown, Vegas. On is Joseph for the extra point. And that is no good again. It'll be his 2nd missed extra point of this afternoon. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. They'll begin here on the ground.
Number 32 on the carry. The tackle by Jeremy Chin. A loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
We are through one. It's the Raiders with the early lead. We're back to Soldier Field after this. Bears in possession here to start the second quarter. They've got it 2nd down and 11.
What is up?
Here's Williams now to throw. Thrown left side. The catch is made. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. 17 yards on that connection. Good for a Bears first down.
What is up?
Throwing is Williams. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Throwing on 2nd down. Williams. Open man. That's Rome Odunze. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
A handoff as they try to run it here. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, has been the case this entire first half. It's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
On 3rd down, it's Williams. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
And this is going to pin him back. It's out of bounds inside the 10.
They're on the 8-yard line.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. He'll push this one downfield for Bowers. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 92 yards. Touchdown, Vegas. Joseph's extra point up and good. And the Raiders add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
They're on 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
What is up?
To throw, it's Williams. They'll try to set up the screen here. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
It's a gain of 8.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head. The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
Third down and 3. Here's Williams. He's got his tight end. It's Loveland. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. They get 25 on that connection. First down, Chicago.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Williams. That is brought in at the 10. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg, could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead, and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
On the ground, it's Genty to start the drive. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly, a first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll come back to Soldier Field following this. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Genty. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards. Out of that one, playing close quickly. Here comes 3rd down.
5 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down.
Keep it on the ground with Genty, and he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line for the official signal. He's got enough for the first down.
So often, Mike, you can tell a team's decision on fourth down by what they call on third down. So I think after that third down run, it was pretty clear that, hey, even if we don't get it here, we're comfortable going for it again on fourth down. But didn't turn out to be the case because he's able to get it there on third.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down. He'll drop to throw. That is pulled in at the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. It's a gain of 26, and it'll set up first and goal.
First and goal, Raiders.
Genty will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown.
You know, he spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Now let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in that landing zone, the ball only comes out to the 20-yard line. The drive begins at the 20. Here's first and 10.
What is that? Yes.
Now Williams. Hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Williams to throw on second down. Open man downfield is Loveland. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line.
That's good.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
He'll look to throw. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
It leads to second and 10.
Try again. It's second and 10. Throwing again. Williams. He'll let one go down the middle. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Genty. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Once again, it's Genty. And a much better result here. Give him 7, and it sets up third down.
So I think as they continue to have success on the ground like they did here, I think we're going to see them continue to lean towards that ground game. Force the defense to come up, sell out, take it away, and then there's all sorts of options downfield in the passing game.
That's left side to Tucker. And he's out of bounds inside the 40. 5-yard line. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8 at the 40-yard line.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second and 8.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. He'll locate Thornton over the middle. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. They get 19 on that pass play. First down, Vegas.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. Rolling right.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
From the 20, here's second down and 9. Run right up the gut with Genty. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with first and goal.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And this one ruined quickly. Take them back to the 5-yard line.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal.
Back to the 5-yard line now. Second down and goal. Now this time they'll look to throw. That one taken in, middle of the end zone. Brock Bowers. Touchdown, Las Vegas. 2 touchdowns for him in the game, and 60 on the year. Joseph's extra point up and good. And the Raiders will extend this third quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready, up.
Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
They'll try again here. Second and 10.
Combo. Ready, up.
Working out of the gun. Here's Williams. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On third down, it's Williams from the gun. A throw right side is intercepted. That's the linebacker.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit over-eager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
From the 43, here's second down. They'll run it straight ahead now with Jensen. And they'll take this down inside the 35. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Raiders first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Here's a handoff to Genty. They get 22 yards there. First down, Vegas.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Give up the middle, and that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Brings up second and 9 at the Bears' 10-yard line.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Touchdown, Raiders. That's the 5th touchdown for him on the year. Here's Joseph now for the extra point. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far. So they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. That ball going to hop into the end zone. It's a touchback that will come out to the 20-yard line. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. From the 24 now, here's 2nd and 6. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Bears first down.
14 yards.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
He'll get rid of it and complete it. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big-time play for the Bears. 32 yards. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Off play action. Here's Williams. Rushed to his left. He's going to run it.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
From the 22 now, here's 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, it's Williams. He'll get this to the Missouri man, Luther Burden. And he'll take this down to the 2-yard line, but they are in business. 1st and goal coming up.
That's another Bears 1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give him another shot. And this time, he's in. Touchdown, Bears. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, right?
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this break.
39, Bears 14.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
They'll run with Damian Martinez. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
On 2nd down, Genty.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
That's into the hands of Tucker. He's got it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. That is catch number 60 for the season. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10.
Go! 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
They'll run with Genty. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Here's Genty. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Raider 1st down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. This is Genty, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 25-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long.
Here we go, set, ready.
A run. Genty. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop it for no gain yet again. And now it's 3rd down.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
On 3rd down, they go with Genty. And that's not going to work either. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. It's going to bring up 4th down. Here comes Greg Joseph and the field goal unit. This will be from 42 yards out.